on her intimidatingly. Kendall, could you show me the answer sheet for the test that was handed out this morning? I hurried over to Isabel and said, "We're in the middle of a class right now." I tried to return to my seat, but Isabel stubbornly refused to move her feet. Kendall, looking frightened by Isabel's demeanor, pulled the answer sheet out of her desk. Isabel took it, let out a snort, and burst into laughter. What's this score? As I suspected, it's below par. Hold on a minute. To score so low? It's really pathetic. Isabel chuckled to herself. Kendall looked embarrassed, shrunk in her seat as she glanced at Isabel. Unable to bear it any longer, I confronted Isabel, trying to defend Kendall. That's enough. Don't belittle my child. Besides, we're in the middle of a class. Do you think it's okay to behave like this? However, instead of stopping her insults, Isabel continued to mock us further. But don't you want to clarify things like this? I'm sorry, teacher, but your class isn't really worth anything to my child, is it? Isabel even started mocking the teacher, laughing out loud. I couldn't take it anymore and felt determined to say something. Just then, Mark arrived.
What's all this commotion, Kathy? I can hear you all the way in the hallway.
Mark. Isabel and I were just... When I turned back with an angry expression, Mark was surprised, leaning back in surprise. Just then, Isabel interrupted us. Wow, as expected, you came in your work clothes. Ugh, it looks so poor. Isn't that outfit something factory workers wear? Have you started working at a factory to return to the workforce? Isabel laughed and smirked as she said this, and Mark glared at her in irritation. I'm sorry, it's just that I'm so honest that the truth slips out. Oh, I am Isabel, Athena's mother. My husband is an elite banker. Oh, by the way, if you like, should I ask my husband to introduce you to a good job? Isabel's attitude, mocking us at every turn, made my blood boil. Mark, too, turned red with anger and looked up at her. Just as we were about to say something back, a loud voice rang out from the floor. Turning around, I saw Athena standing there. With an anxious look on her face, she ran up to Isabel and opened her mouth to speak. Those people are the CEO of a company worth $100 million. Huh? Immediately, there was a murmur of excitement in the classroom. Oh, Athena? What do you mean? Why would you think that? In her confusion, Isabel listened as Athena whispered to her in a low voice. It was loud enough that everyone around her could hear it, but Athena was desperate to stop her mother from making a mistake. You know, Kendall once took me there. These people are the CEOs of a big factory nearby. What? What do you mean? Isabel looked at the both of us with a surprised expression. When I explained, yes, we visited the factory once, Isabel's face drained of color, even more surprised. I don't believe it. Don't think you can fool adults just because you can fool children. Then I'll prove it to you. When I said that, Isabel stiffened. If you can, then go ahead and do it, she said, glaring at us. Here it is. I said so and opened a video site. There, the interview we had as a couple previously was playing. Since it was in a documentary style, footage of inside the factory was also clearly visible. In the video, we were walking around inside the factory, explaining things and politely answering the director's questions. Watching it, Isabel was speechless. No way! That factory is yours? With this, you understand that we're working properly and there are no financial issues, right? By the way, could you listen to me for a moment? When I said that, Isabel clenched her teeth and looked at me with a frustrated expression. We're having a classroom open house right now. If you're going to cause any more problem for those around you and make my child and Athena uncomfortable, then leave with us. We apologize for causing trouble to the teacher as well. We will leave responsibly. As I said this, lowering my head deeply in apology, the teacher also lowered her head in the same manner. Isabel, judging people solely by their appearance isn't right. You've been mocking us as poor or unemployed for a long time, right?
So what?
Do you have something to say? These are words even a small child would understand. However, Isabel stubbornly refused to apologize. I didn't particularly want an apology, but I hoped she would acknowledge her mistake this time. Moreover, since she disrupted my daughter's classroom open house to cause this commotion, I thought she should at least say a word to the people around us. Even so, Isabel remained silent, and I sighed in exasperation. Then Athena stepped forward to Isabel and lowered her head to me.
I'm sorry my mother caused trouble.
I was surprised by Athena's unexpected action. While I was speechless, Isabel seemed more flustered than I was, pacing around Athena.
Oh my, why would you do such a thing? It's embarrassing, so stop it.
Mom, you're more embarrassing than I am.
Dad said the same thing, right?
If you do something wrong, you have to apologize properly, Athena said in a slightly mature tone. I had always thought she was mature for her age, but it seemed to be the result of her father's education. Placing her hands on her hips, Athena looked up at Isabel with a scolding expression.
Mom, if you say mean things or do bad things, you have to say sorry.
Mom, you stopped the class and made fun of the teacher and Kendall, right?
So you have to apologize. Come on, Mom, do it.
Swayed by Athena's persuasion, Isabel looked around in a panic. And finally she realized that she was being looked at with disapproving eyes, her face turning red with embarrassment. As if to add insult to injury, Athena approached Kendall.
Kendall, about my mom earlier, sorry. It's okay, it was embarrassing though.
Mom, you have to apologize properly too. Athena said this, glaring at Isabel. Isabel was finally cornered and became flustered. And after a brief silence, she finally spoke up.
I'm sorry.
Isabel seemed so embarrassed that she promptly left in a hurry. Athena sighed as she watched Isabel's retreating figure with a somewhat mature expression. Afterward, we received a stern warning. It seems the school also called Isabel's house, and her husband found out about the incident. Athena told us that Isabel deeply reflected on her actions after being lectured. After that, Isabel stopped bothering us. After being scolded by her husband, Isabel toned down her domineering attitude, not just towards us, but others too. She even became somewhat humble, which confused the other moms. It turns out she's been cutting down on spending and even started a part-time job recently. Mark and I discussed the need to keep up and work hard, especially seeing Isabel working diligently at the supermarket. We're still running our business as usual. Work is going smoothly and Kendall seems to be enjoying school every day. We're planning a trip with Kendall during the upcoming long holiday. We hope to maintain a good relationship with Isabel in the future.